Hello, welcome everyone. I'm happy to have Abby, Yasmin and Manuela with me. We all went to Kenya this April and had an experience that we'll never forget. So I know we all think about missions as we go there to give something, to be a blessing for others, but it's almost inevitable that we get blessed too. We come back changed. And I know you all did come back changed, and God has done something so deep in you, some healing, some restoration, experiencing the love of the Father. So would you tell me about that? You can start with Abby.
Yes, so before the trip, I felt like my heart has become kind of a stone, so hard, because I don't know, I was just feeling like I don't have anything to give to them. Because of my work, I had a job, I had to help. I didn't have to, but I helped a lot of people. I worked with refugees, and at some point in my job, I felt like I reached a burnout because it was so hard always giving to others and not really receiving, or I was not in a state of heart where I could really receive that much from the Father and from God. So by the time I set out on this journey or set out on this mission trip, I was feeling like that. And so I really needed healing for God to touch me and to love on me as well. And it's like the funny ways of God, how He operates, that He did it to the least of these, to those little ones, small ones, that as we were hugging them, there were like prayer times. As people and kids or adults also, they just came over and asked for prayer. And so as we were praying for people, praying for the kids, like our leader, the team leader, felt like God led him to just hug those little ones, pray over them, just love on them, because that's what they need. All they need is love. And so we gave our hugs to them. And as there was one point I was hugging this little girl. She was holding to me so tightly, she didn't even want to let go of me. And I just kept hugging her, kept loving on her, and then I went around and I gave out those hugs to each and every one of them, and something just broke in me. I felt like a mess. As the kids, they went out of the room, they left us, we were left alone, and I was just bursting out into tears. I lost it completely. I was just a mess.
I remember that everyone was confused. What happened to you?
Yeah, because I reached a point where I was like, okay, God, I got you. I need your love. And He just came and washed over me as I helped others and I was loving on them. I myself received the extravagant love of the Father, and I healed so much during that time, like I don't even realize how, like, what a great work He's done in me, in my soul, in my heart, as I was loving on others. So for me, the whole trip was about healing love.
Wow, that's amazing. And you were actually on the prayer team. We were praying and prophesying for people, mostly actually to adults, but we get to reach the kids too. Yeah.
Yes.
And Manuela, you were with the kids the whole
Yes.
time. And I know almost all the photos we took of you are holding a little boy or a little girl. How was that also like super healing for you?
Yes, you know me. I love kids. So one thing when I subscribed for this mission, I asked you, like, I want to be in the children's ministry because I can connect to them so easy, and I just love them, and they love me. Thank God. So this is a mutual. Yes. So I can easily connect with them. But right before the mission trip, I mean, I didn't really felt like, okay, why I have to go. I knew like, okay, God put something in me, a calling that I have to go. But I was such in a busy period at work, at my personal life, and I could not imagine how I can, bring any help to these people, to these kids. So I was kind of like, curious, like how can I help them? And right before the mission trip, my heart was really hurt. So I had I had a really bad. It was really bad timing actually, and I didn't understand the timing. But after we came home from the mission trip, I understand why God put me in that place. So He knew before, like why I have to be there, and only one member of the Hungarian team knew about this painful event of mine, and this was Nori. And it was really hard because I didn't want to tell anyone what I'm going through. But on Monday morning when we arrived to the school, I saw these little kids full of happiness. They don't have nothing, but still they are the happiest kids I could ever see. And they have so much love. And I was like thinking, okay, thank God I have everything. I have a family, I have a home, I have these material things in my life. And I recognize that I am not as happy as these kids, but being with them through the week, they brought so much love and happiness to me. And through these kids, and especially there were one little kid named Tyron. He is on almost every picture on the wall because he was the cutest kid on the very first day that we connected. And I felt like God, through him, healed me, healed my pain. And through the week, my only job was to love them, to hug them, to play with them, to sing with them, dance with them. These very easy things, actually, if you think like, okay, what were you doing? Just like hugging and dancing and all this. Basically, this was our job.
See, everyone can come on a mission.
Yes, everyone can come. So like you can hug.
Do you remember?
Exactly. So it was really easy, but being there and just living that one, it's really one of a lifetime experience. Just experiencing those unconditional love of the kids, and I thought like I went there to somehow bring God's love to them and just to be with them and just help them in any way. But actually, they helped me, and they through them God really healed me. So once I came home, I can say like 100% my heart was kind of like complete and healed because of those little kids, and really God's timing, even if you don't understand, because I was in that situation that I didn't understand why I have to be there. God's timing was perfect, and I was really helpful and really thankful that I could take part of this mission. So and take part of the children's ministry, because I had to be in that team, and I felt like what God wanted to do with me there, He did.
Wow. I remember you guys were supposed to be with bigger kids, and the last moment it was decided
Thank
that
God.
90 tiny kids.
Yes, 93.
Yeah, baby 1, baby 2, baby 1. I am sleepy.
And the most funny part that we could not communicate anymore because they didn't understand anything. So just like in the kindergarten, we were like, how to say that?
Sign language.
Yes. Activity, yes. We were playing activity.
They were the only ones who didn't speak English. So
Yes.
but they spoke love, so that's
Yes, the hug and the smiles actually. Even when I wear a mask because I was sick in the first 2 or 3 days, they could see my eyes like, okay, I'm smiling now through the mask.
Yes, when you were also with the kids. But God brought some transformation for you, actually, not even through the kids, but through other team members.
yes, the whole thing.
Actually, I never thought that I would go Kenya from here, so I was like so excited about it. But at last moment, I went through a really bad time, like heartbreaking thing, like just like 6 or 5 days before. So I'm just like, I will cancel. I don't want to go to Kenya, and I'm quitting. But actually, I was thankful for the team because that day, like, they're so supportive. They prayed for me. They took what's in God's heart for me, and this was really encouraging. And then we started to rehearse again for like the songs and this stuff. And there, yeah, it's just like this day when like we had a protest there, and I got really sick that day, and I couldn't even get the preparation, and I felt very bad. But one of the team members just like had like a prayer for me, and I feel that God is like doing something in your life, and some like I can call it like some strongholds for the family will break down that day, and I was okay, fine, but I'm sick. And next day I just wanted to go. Like I simply remember like you can stay in the hotel and like.
Yeah, I didn't want you to pressurize yourself that you need to come, but you really wanted to come.
No, I want to go. Yes, like this. My place is not in the hotel. Like see the children, and they were amazing. Like just receiving love from them and see how they live and how intelligent they are. Though they do not have the what we have, all the potentials that we have, all the things that can help us, the facilities. They don't have it, but they are so smart, they are so loving, so expressive. I was like, So I couldn't imagine that I would stay that day in the hotel, and like I went over there, and I remember that day, like I was very pushed, like go up to the prayer room, and I was like, okay, I will go to the prayer room praying for healing, and there like God started the miracle. And actually the miracle wasn't only for the prayer time that I had, but the whole trip, because its timing was really significant and strategic, because I just can imagine like of the hard time that I was going through if I just stayed here and I didn't go to Kenya. I didn't really encounter with God's love there through the kids and through the stories and testimonies that I have listened and lived there. So
I think I remember you would have just so easily just sink into that problem, and just simply sometimes when we even go and do something for others, when we are so broken, it helps us to get over it and do what God wants us to do, and then He always comes back to us too and makes sure that He deals with us too and restores us.
Yeah, you know it because you are in the story from the early beginning. So just I can't wait to go there again, and from there, like I started to feel God's love and healing and Father's heart to me, and I just made sure that I'm in the right place even here, because all that I was going through, it just made me think that like you are in the wrong place, like it was a wrong decision to come to Budapest, and so I was like started to even questioning like everything, but there I did not get the answers. I don't think that I needed, but I got the confirmation, and bringing like I think like I thought that I was bringing love to the kids there because I love them, and but they brought God's love to me, Father's love to me, like they manifested it to me in a different way. And I really got attached to them. Like one day I'm thinking maybe I can like adopt one of them or support one of them, and coming back I know that I have extra room in my luggage.
I had the same thought as well. Like, okay, I will bring him home.
There was another girl who still have her videos. She's like dancing, and she's like this, like so tiny, but she's so smart, and she's like singing, and as if she's have it all in her life, and then she's have nothing. She's in Kenya, she's living in Kibera, she's so small, but she's like just
like, wow.
And the connections. I just remember like everything was on purpose.
Yeah.
Like my job, what I did here in Hungary around that time, you know, as I mentioned, I was working with refugees and I mainly with Muslim people.
Yeah.
And so we were in there, even though we were actually in a Christian neighborhood and ministering at a Christian school. But of course, when we were visiting families, like we visited 2 Muslim families actually, and so I couldn't escape it in any way. I didn't want to, but even if I wanted to, God was like, you know, you're ministering to Muslim families, even here, you know, because I want you to minister to them, because you have to connect with them, love on them, and represent me. And of course, we got to pray for a Muslim girl, like a young woman, about to be a young woman, and she was just about to apply to university, and she was so smart. Like she was preparing to be a doctor, and that was her dream, her call in life. And I believe like God called her to be a doctor. That's why she had that dream in her heart, that seed. And we were praying over her that she would get into the school, into the university, and we were actually prophesying over her that she they would accept her, and she will go to that university, and it's gonna be really hard in the beginning, but with God's help she will overcome. And she had tears in her eyes. She got all teary, and she got so touched by God, and I could see like she's such a gem, like she's so precious, so smart, that, you know, I was just was so thankful to God. She connected me with this particular girl here in the Kenyan slum, Muslim girl, so that's so special. And even like 2 other girls in the school, they were like coming to me for prayer, and it turned out that one of them is a worshiper, wants to become a worshiper. But every time she gets to the stage and would start like singing, she just freezes there, and she can't make a sound, and she gets so I don't know, so afraid of singing that the sound can even leave her mouth. And I was praying over her as a worshiper. You know, I was a worshiper. You're also a worshiper. I just want to bless you that this would break off of your life, and you would be able to freely worship the Lord. And just these connections, you know, how the Lord is so, I don't know, just so decisive, and where He leads you, who He connects you with. That I was just amazed that, okay, God, you figured it all out in advance.
Like, it's amazing how God like uses us. Like the day that you guys like prayed for me, like my healing in the prayer room, just like after just finishing the prayer, then there's a group of 7 ladies and the pastor really came, and like just Pastor Chang that time like encouraging me, like go and take your place and pray for the others. And then I was like, oh, and then I started to see from God, and prayed for a lady there, and she got healed, and I was like, wow, God, like, so amazing. Like for me, I should have waited ages for this, and just how God like just uses you, and like don't give like a chance for the enemy like to remind you of like where you are going through. And I just while you were like sharing now, I just remembering the last day. Remember, guys, the last Sunday, the church day that it slumped, like in the school.
Like we had a big evangelistic event when all the parents came, right, with their kids, and we were able to share the love of the Father with all of them. Hugging even more kids and adults as well.
Actually, I had the chance to meet this little boy's mom and his sister, his little sister, and it was such a, you know, like a complete mission for me that I could pray for his mom. And just bless her and her family. And ever since then, we are keeping in touch on Facebook. She sends pictures to me about Tyron. Yes, how cute he is. So it was really a blessing to meet them and you know his siblings as well, and just to bless and pray for them.
We need to go back next year to meet them again and see
Yes.
if the worship leader can sing
Can
now,
sing.
and if the girl was taken for, or I don't know, is it for a year or ready to go to the university or not yet, but to just see the
By this
progress.
time she should be there.
Wow.
Should be there, yeah.
I think she is.
I remember also on the last day, there was one of the kids there, it's a little boy, I have my photo with him. Like, you seemed a little different, like you seemed like so overwhelmed. He didn't say overwhelmed, he said like having a lot. And he was over here.
Wow.
And sometimes like even the kids notice the change, that like they were like, I'm there to help. Like, I know God using me to change their lives, but like they even noticed
The change.
the change, and
So beautiful.
so this was like really, overwhelming. Like really,
I remember the Lord told me not at that time. It was after months after this mission trip. Like He reminded me that I still have this thought or this lie in my head that I have to serve Him, I have to minister, and that way I can earn His love somehow. And it's deceitful, it's a lie. Like so the Holy Spirit, when He ascended on Jesus at the baptism, in the form of a dove, and the Father told Him, in front of everyone, this is my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased, before He did any ministry, any work.
So powerful.
And then the Lord reminded me that you still want to earn my love by ministering, but I don't care anything about the ministry like that you're in. If your heart is not well, and then you are important, not the work you do for me. That is also precious to me, but only if your heart is in there, and that I do care for your heart actually. And I'm just reminded of this as we were sharing these stories. The whole trip was also focusing on God's healing love in us, not just through us, but what He did for us actually while we were ministering to others.
Wow, it's so good to hear all your stories, and really I can't wait to go back, hopefully maybe even with you and some others, and see how these kids are doing, and just allow God to continue to do the great work in us. So hope to see many of you guys also who are watching this video, and you would be on the team photos next year, and your heart would also be changed.
See you there.